My friends, I'd like us to consider the type of political systems we have ruling our world today. First of all, there are two political systems which I'd like us to compare and see which one is the one we are living in, because we seem to be told that we are living in one system which is totally untrue, and we are living in another totally different system which I didn't even realize until recently. So first there is the bee system, where you have a queen bee, a hive system. It's like a beehive where everybody have, the queen is the queen bee, and she has all the workers around her, and they work according to the good of the colony. Notice I said colony because of the hive. So they are working constantly to ensure the hive is taken care of, that the queen is taken care of, and nobody lives off anybody else. There's no host in the system. There's no settlers, no occupiers, no slaves, and there's always gain productivity for everybody. So everybody earns from the work of everybody else. Then there's the other system called the clue system, CLEW. That's like a hookworm system, whereby you have a host, and these worms, they come through the opportunistic, first of all. So they wait for somebody to walk bare feet, and then they go into the feet of the person who's bare feet, or they contaminate the food, the earth, so that the food becomes contaminated, and they go into the most nutritious part of the system, which is the gut, which is the intestine. So they call, and they breed about 30,000 larvae per day. They attach, the adults, look again, the adults are pinkish white, and they attach themselves to the intestines, whether the small intestine or the colon or large intestine of the host. And they suck the blood up to 9 liters per day, up to 9 liters per day they can suck up to. So the person can become dehydrated, anemic, fatigued, so until they're dead, because they unalive the person. And they are settlers and occupiers, these hookworms. All they give back to the person who the host is their poop. So and they expect, so they just poop onto the host, and the host have to deal with that. So they give back very, very little. They take their life and they give very little. They take the best part of their host, and remember, the gut is partially digested food from the top to the bottom, and this is where they feed, on the gut. And therefore, but bees do not do that. Bees do not go into anybody else and feed off their system. Only the hookworms do that. And that's why I've compared the both system, the hive system and the CLEW system. So you can look it up and see for yourself which system we are in, because I believe that we are in the CLEW system, whereby one group of people suck the life out of all the other systems. One system suck the life out of all the other systems, and they give very little back. They use billions of dollars each year, disabling people, unaliving them, and making them, rendering them useless. But the thing is that the worms, whenever they come into the system, they act there and they act as if they're not there. So the host thinks they're okay, but they're not. They can just feel themselves getting sicker and sicker, because this worm keeps sucking and sucking of the blood and of the nutrients, of the water, of all the resources that of the host they suck, and they give nothing back. So they're occupiers. The hookworms are occupiers and settlers, and they destroy the lives of any places they go. Bees do not do that. The hive system do not do that. So check for yourself. Yes, we can put a queen within a clue to make the host believe that it's a hive system, but the worms do not work for anybody else, do not work for the queen. All they do is everybody take care of themselves, and they mate and produce more and more larvae, more and more worms, which keep on sucking of the host. And do you know where a lot of these hosts can be found? Within tropical countries. Who studies these things? It's amazing that within the tropic, and these hosts, they never leave. They create a medicine for them, but the medicines do not work. Because who created the medicine? Would they create medicine to kill themselves? Of course not. So the medicines do not work. They only take your money and take more from the systems, from the host systems. But they end up killing the host. And the thing is, some of the hosts can get away. But if you're not careful, there are those dormant worms which can come and reinfect. They keep reinfecting the host. So places like Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, they have gotten rid of their worms for the moment, but I hope that they do not reinfect, because it takes one silly person to cause them to walk bare feet and to cause them to come in, those opportunistic beings. And they'll come in and pretend that they're so good, opportunistic. They settle, they occupy, and they kill. I can't make this thing up. So we live in a hookworm society, hookworm politics, rather than beehive politics system.